You guys maintained such great composure throughout the game, but what's going through you emotionally as you go through a 24-0 run to start the fourth quarter? Are you still that same level, or is there something else happening there too?
I'm gonna be real. I wasn't out there, so I don't know. It was fun to watch, though. But we sucked the first three quarters. I think like middle of the third, we kind of picked it up, and that group. I think K. Rich's energy and what he brought defensively kind of carried us into that. I think I scored a little bit, but I think just his like approach in that third quarter is what gave us energy into the fourth for them to play the way they were playing. And then, guys like Jay Will were solid, and that group just played really well. And then the ball finds energy, and we were able to basically make a big run. I don't think I came into like 4 minutes left, which was nice. So that's just our team. Like, we have so many guys that can go on any night. And we did a good job getting the car back on the road, but our first, I don't know how many minutes that is, but maybe like our first like 30 minutes of the game wasn't good.
You mentioned your scoring, and they have a pretty well-oiled defense regardless of their personnel. What did you figure out over the course of the game that allowed you to get to your sweet spots on the floor?
Just trying new things offensively and just letting the game come to me. I think when everybody else in the court is also a threat, it just spreads the defense out naturally. And we did a good job of just keeping our process the same on offense. Even though we weren't making shots, I don't think we were playing selfish. So that usually helps progression to come back when you're losing.
Jalen, you had a stretch where you had to stop at the rim in transition and closed out on a three, then went on the other end and finished at the rim, and it caused Miami to call a timeout. Can you feel the momentum shifting in moments like that?
Yeah, that particular play, I was exhausted, I can't lie. So I was just more thinking, how fast could I get to the bench to sit down? But plays like that, yes, you can kind of feel something. I think that was during that like third quarter stretch too, where we started to get it going a little bit. I think anytime you can force a team to make a timeout, or like you can kind of feel it from there. Like anytime you can kind of sense a little frustration or them press a little bit when you can kind of force them to call timeouts that they don't want to call earlier in the game.
Everybody who came in here before you was kind of talking about, how you want to have this sort of consistent play from quarter to quarter, maybe unlike today, but, seeing what you guys did in the fourth quarter, that's not completely uncommon now. Do you feel like that sort of kill shot type of run is like inevitable for this team by now?
I wouldn't say like a kill shot run. I feel like everybody has runs. I feel like ours are just very loud. So that's not the run that we would like to have, though, where you're like clawing back. You know what I mean? And it happens. There's so many games where you play so many games. It's about like one of these is bound to happen, every time. But it's good that we are able to course correct in the course of a game, and I think that's why our runs are so much louder than I would say probably other teams.
And it feels like it's been a while since we let the Shea pull up three questions breathe, but you got a good sample here now. You've seen him work on that for the course of a season. Like, what kind of tool is that now for you guys at this point?
Yeah, he's added it. Looks good. A lot of that too is like when you work on stuff, that's like the first part of it, but you still have to have like enough. I'm trying to figure out like an appropriate way to say this. Confidence. That's a good one. A lot of confidence to still go out there in a game and like shoot it when you're down 20, or just like how he has to carry the scoring load. When we're down, it's very easy to not shoot those shots. So he has a lot of confidence in his game to shoot those when we're down, when we're up, and shoot it with confidence. So I think that's the biggest part of his game.
You've made a slew of plays as a transition defender over the last couple of years. What is it, aside from maybe just effort, that makes you so effective in those moments?
In what regard? Like if I'm like a 2-on-1 or something?
Defense. Yeah.
Oh. Some of it is like knowing when to crash, like when you have an opportunity to get an offensive rebound. At other times, like if I can get back early, I can kind of talk guys through. We call it traffic copping, but just like talk guys through what I see before they get down the court. And I think me being able to guard multiple positions, if Hart's behind the play, I can get a big, or I can go stop the ball too. And then, like you said, a lot of it's effort too, and just knowing personnel and just kind of making the right read. A lot of it comes down to effort, though. It's because you're kind of at a disadvantage when you're playing transition defense. So I would say effort and talking and just kind of knowing where Plan A guys are.
Some, I guess, reverse psychology here, and thinking back to specifically like your first year when you guys were kind of in the heat position, playing the best team in the league. You guys put together a great game plan. You're leading for like 85 to 90% of the game, and then they hit you guys with a punch. Can you just talk about how like frustrating that can be?
Yeah, I mean, it sucks from the other end. I think that's what makes us good as well, is that we've had both ends of the spectrum. So we kind of know what that feels like. We know that being in that position, you can, like, now we kind of know that we can inflict that on another team. But yeah, I think it's just one of those things too. If you have perspective from the other end, it's like, okay, we were beating a team for this long. Like, how can we now put together a full game? And I think that's something that we've been able to carry on since I've been here, is just how can we continually put together a long stretch of good game. And over the course of time, the more you try and apply that, then you become the team that can kind of figure out how to give out that like knockout punch.
We got Joel over here.
I know you still got a game before All-Star Weekend, but just going into
we do it in like 12 hours.
Yeah, you're just going into the weekend though. Is there something you're looking forward to now that you are an actual All-Star?
Short term, some sleep. Just like the back-to-back is not easy, and then we're going to go to the obviously opposite coast. What am I most excited about? Honestly, I haven't seen my parents in a minute, so that'll be cool to see them out there. I'm going to be down the street from my school, basically, so I think that's going to be cool. I'll be able to see some people that I haven't seen in a while. But yeah, I still haven't given it a ton of thought. I'm really trying to focus on like finishing out these games the right way and going to the break with some good momentum. And obviously we play the Timberwolves tomorrow, so that's enough motivation as it is, because they're a really good team. So I haven't given it too much thought, but I think just having like a little bit of a mental reset from the season a little bit, and just seeing like my family and friends.
And then following up on All-Star Weekend, I asked Shea a few weeks ago about the possibility of you guys playing against each other and competing.
Mm-hmm.
He said no promises other than he wasn't going to allow you to score on him. I just wanted to get your thoughts, and then idea of you guys playing against each other, how exciting that'd be.
Yeah, it should be fun. I don't know. I don't understand the format enough, but if we match up, hopefully we like. This is kind of like the transition group, I feel like, of like trying to maybe play hard during it. So I think I'm gonna see what the vibe is. But yeah, I mean, if he gets the ball and we're guarding each other, I don't think either one of us wants. There's gonna be video everywhere, so like nobody wants to get scored on.
Thanks, Doug.
What year is that from? 2010?
Yes.
That's Dallas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tough.